Hi, welcome to video 4 in my series of videos looking at the things you need to think about if you're considering a final salary pension transfer. So if your pension transfer value is above 30,000, you are legally required to get properly qualified advice before you can transfer. We've developed a transfer process which will assist you in coming to a decision about what you're going to do about this quite complex and potentially life-changing decision. The advice on your transfer needs to take into account you and your family's financial position, your goals and aspirations for the future, and whether you have the financial resources to tolerate the risks that are inherent in any investment. The transfer process will compare the pension and the cash sum benefits you could expect given certain assumptions. The options for early or late retirement, how dependents and beneficiaries' pensions are treated, and it will include a personalised critical investment return assessment, which looks at the return you would need to get on your investment to match the existing scheme benefits. Now, not everybody will want to match the existing scheme benefits, but it is a good starting guideline for what growth you would need on your investments and whether it's attainable if you did want to match the existing scheme benefits. Of course, if you wanted to match the existing scheme benefits, you would probably stay with the scheme and not transfer. But there's other things you need to think about: the taxation implications, the options available and the governing rules for each option, and full explanation of the key risks around these arrangements, because with a final salary scheme, the employer takes the risk because they will offer you a guaranteed and inflation-proofed, usually, income for life, whereas when you transfer you've got a pot of money, which whether that lasts you for the rest of your life depends on a lot of unknown variables. So an advisor would need to get to know you really well to understand your current financial situation and your goals and aspirations for the future, and they'll need some very detailed information from the existing scheme in order to make these comparisons and prepare a comprehensive report that covers all these factors, because the benefits arising from an occupational pension scheme and a personal pension scheme are very different. So we would produce a table that looks at the different aspects of a personal pension arrangement and a final salary arrangement and tries to compare what would be available at the point that you think that you need to access benefits in the future. So the information that the scheme provides, a very detailed information which we have to make the comparison process, once it's provided, often is guaranteed for a certain period of time, often 3 months. And as the whole process can take quite a long time, you don't really want to be leaving these sorts of decisions till the last minute, because there are a lot of things to consider and it is a huge decision. Any advisor doing a thorough job would probably need to meet you several times to discuss all these various aspects and help you understand your options and help you make a decision that's right for you and your family and potentially future generations for years and years to come. If you've got any questions, you can reach me on my contact details, which are here. There is a lot to consider and it all can be very confusing. For some people, transferring a pension is an absolute no-no. And in fact, up until pensions freedom were introduced, the general advice was to leave these what were gold-plated pensions well alone. And often that still is the case. But for other people, in different circumstances, transferring out can be a no-brainer. And I know a lot of people are getting very conflicting information, and my goal in writing this series of videos is to highlight the things you need to think about before you can make an informed decision, because everybody is different, and what is right for one person wouldn't be right for another. It's not a decision to be taken lightly. So I hope you found this useful. Do get in touch if you've got any comments or queries. And in my final video, I'm going to be looking at the risks associated with a transfer, to help you understand that the risk is very different in a personal pension than it is in a final salary, where the risk really is if you or your spouse die very early on, all the benefits generally cease. So I hope that's been useful, and I'll see you in the final video.